The Call of Duty franchise has been a staple of modern first-person shooters for over 2 decades now, with an endless stream of titles coming from multiple developers. The original games by Infinity Ward and Treyarch contained a trilogy of titles centered around World War II, with the player seeing events from various allied forces. The split-perspective narrative would soon become an iconic feature of the series in years to come, and often balanced between American and British soldiers. We can even thank the very first Call of Duty game for introducing Captain Price, who fans believe to be the great-grandfather of the John Price we know and love today. While it's not directly alluded to, the Modern Warfare trilogy of games by Infinity Ward that began in 2007 seem to continue on this trilogy of the original Call of Duty titles, hence the John Price grandfather-grandson link. But after Infinity Ward created the iconic Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Treyarch went their own different direction, and we got 2 different storylines, different universes to explore within Call of Duty. Contrary to how the development process of the first trilogy involved both studios working on the same franchise, the new era of COD had Treyarch branch off, creating Call of Duty World at War. This created 2 distinct storylines, giving both studios their own creative freedom. And with Black Ops Cold War just around the corner, let's take a look at the events of the Treyarch timeline that led us to here. My name is Rich, welcome to WhatCulture Gaming, and this is the Call of Duty Black Ops timeline explained. A World at War. With Treyarch going back to explore the events of World War II, the campaign kicked off with exploring the stories of Private Miller and Dmitri. While the American story focused on the troops battling the Japanese army, the Soviet squad marched their way through Europe and into Nazi Germany. These campaigns dive heavily into the brutality of the times, featuring torture and what would now be considered war crimes. Even the good guys, like Dmitri's superior, the iconic Viktor REZNOV, is still painted relatively grey. This marked a slightly darker storyline to the typical action hero campaigns players had grown used to, and would come to have a great effect on subsequent titles. When Dmitri first meets REZNOV, the two are essentially in a flesh pit following the Battle of Stalingrad. From the moment the player meets REZNOV, we understand his undying passion for revenge, as all he seeks to do is kill the German general responsible for the massacre. Many Call of Duty fans will know that when REZNOV wants a man dead, there is nothing on earth that can stop him. The two then take part in an epic sniper quest echoing the all gillied up mission from Call of Duty 4. After a narrow escape, they manage to regroup with the Russian army to begin a full assault on Berlin. The game concludes with one final push to plant the Soviet flag at the heart of Berlin and signal the defeat of Hitler's forces. The American troops also managed to snag a win, but it feels kind of disconnected and nowhere near as satisfying as kicking the Nazis to the curb. REZNOV, Mason, and the numbers. Instead of starting from scratch, Treyarch jumped back into the Call of Duty game in 2010 with Call of Duty Black Ops, a game which at the time we didn't realise was actually a direct sequel to Call of Duty World at War. Instead of splitting the campaign into 2 stories, Black Ops explored Alex Mason in the form of flashbacks, mainly to emphasise his fractured mind. Kicking off chronologically with our favourite Russian duo Dmitri and REZNOV as they embark on an Arctic mission to discover the mysterious and deadly compound known as Nova 6. The mission goes pear-shaped and results in the death of Dmitri and the capture of REZNOV. REZNOV is thrown into a POW camp, but he does actually meet Mason there after he was captured following a botched attempt on assassinating Castro in Cuba. After his capture, he and REZNOV were subject to multiple tests pertaining to a sequence of numbers. The hypnotic numbers were being used to create sleeper agents ready to be sent back stateside when Nova 6 was ready to be unleashed. Both Mason and REZNOV managed to escape the prison before being totally brainwashed, or so we thought. Not long after returning to active duty, our heroes are out on another assassination mission, this time to take out Colonel Kravchenko and go undercover where Nova 6 is being kept. Despite their best efforts, Mason's longtime war buddy Frank Woods is seemingly killed alongside Kravchenko in a huge explosion. The documents found thanks to Woods' sacrifice leads them directly to Nova 6 and straight into the arms of Steiner. In a shocking turn of events, Mason executes him, but shouting, "My name is Viktor REZNOV and I shall have my revenge." The rest of his team saw this, and hence why he was put into interrogation to work out what the hell just happened. It turns out that REZNOV had actually died during their original prison break, and Mason was merely hallucinating the Russian veteran. With this new revelation and with Steiner gone, Mason is the only one who can stop the remaining agents from unleashing Nova 6. In order to stop the other sleeper agents and the incessant numbers, Mason leads the charge and successfully takes down the control tower intended to broadcast the sleepers' orders. The future of the franchise. When Black Ops 2 came around, it was a big surprise to fans because not only were we going to be exploring the Cold War in the 1980s, we were also exploring the near future in 2025. This game released in 2012. We're only 5 years away from that future now. Ooh. Treyarch pulled another sneaky on us by revealing that Frank Woods actually survived the explosion in the previous game. This story leaps between an aged Woods recounting the missions in the 1980s and Alex Mason's son, David, hunting down the arms dealer known as Raul Menendez. Following the events of Black Ops, Menendez becomes the next big bad for the series, with Mason and Woods teaming up together once again to take him down. Hunting Menendez becomes personal when Woods accidentally kills Josefina, Raul's sister. After supposedly locating the arms dealer once more, Woods executes the target only to find out he'd been switched with Alex Mason. Before anything else can happen, Woods is crippled and left for dead. Depending on the player's actions, though, you can actually save Mason by shooting him in several non-lethal locations rather than going for the prompted headshot. David would later avenge Mason and Woods by bringing down Menendez over 30 years later. The Black Ops storyline from here becomes a little more convoluted. You could almost consider World at War to Black Ops 2 to be a perfectly good trilogy. From here it just felt like a case of cashing in on the franchise name. Kind of like Black Ops Cold War, really. Sticking with the future theme, Black Ops 3 focused on the aftermath of Menendez's chaos sown in the previous game. Mason Jr. and co are all absent from the story, making it feel more like a standalone experience, more similar to Infinity Ward's Advanced and Infinite Warfare titles. To make matters even worse, Black Ops 4 didn't even have a campaign apart from some little introductory tutorials for the specialists you play as in multiplayer, but that gives us not much. Woods is kinda there, but there's not really much story to play with. Cold War. So where does Black Ops Cold War fit in the whole Black Ops timeline? Well, funnily enough, it's actually a direct sequel to Black Ops 1, which is one of the main reasons why it's got me so goddamn invested. That means that all of the events with REZNOV and Woods' supposed death will be happening right there and then. Maybe we get to see the reveal of Woods being alive. Unless we saw that in Black Ops 2. I don't remember. Set during the early 1980s, players will once again team up with Alex Mason and Frank Woods. Going off what Activision have shown, some flashback sequences can also be seen of the Vietnam War. Instead of just trying to squeeze the game between Black Ops 1 and 2, Cold War will see all new characters and situations. And similar to Black Ops 3, the player character in the campaign isn't going to be someone we already know. You get to create your own character, even choosing their gender and even their preferred pronouns, which is actually pretty cool. Cold War has got a lot of explaining to do, especially exactly how Woods survived the explosion. This confusing mashup of the series is kind of similar to how many horror movie franchises play out when multiple directors get involved with them, or Fox tries to make another X-Men film. One element of the new game that is very exciting but ultimately makes things even more complicated is that Cold War will have multiple endings. Activision have said that multiple missions have branching paths, so you're going to be given some pretty tough decisions along the way. With many titles that have branching narratives, there will of course be one true ending, but it's going to be interesting to see just how bad things can get. Maybe there will be things you can do, you can screw up so bad that you manage to completely remove Black Ops 2, 3 and 4, or 2, 4 and 3 chronologically, just wipe them completely from existence. With Black Ops 4, that's probably not a bad idea, actually. As much as I have been pretty critical of this game leading up to the actual reveal of it, I'm actually kind of excited. I'm looking forward to getting another tryout campaign. It's the one thing that I missed so much when Black Ops 4 released. It looks to be the story is going to be really, really cool as well. But it could all fall apart. The development for Black Ops Cold War hasn't been super smooth, and the alpha that was out on PS4 last weekend was received okay. I didn't play it, I'm still waiting for the PC one, and that's in like another 3 weeks or something stupid like that. Damn you, Sony, taking all the Black Ops Cold War stuff. But we will have to wait and see. So that is the Black Ops timeline explained. Are you excited for Black Ops Cold War? I know I am, at the end of the day. Honestly, can't get the staff these days. Is there anything I have missed? Let us know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe to WhatCulture Gaming if you have not already. You can follow me on Twitter at PickupChangeToe. Take care of yourselves. I will see you soon.